Those who love St. Louis say it has some of the best nature, attractions, and architecture in the nation. An old world region that storytellers say can be the perfect setting for books, movies, and TV shows. In fact, a new HBO show even has St. Louis in its very title. But it was not filmed here, and some argue that if St. Louis has so much to show and tell, why not? So we sat down with that show's creator to ask him that very question, and he says there are certain things that keep St. Louis from moving forward onto bigger screens and bigger budget productions.
Don't kill me because we didn't shoot in St. Louis. It's impossible.
Writer, producer, director Stephen Conrad sat down with First Alert 4 about the highly anticipated HBO series DTF St. Louis, starring Jason Bateman, David Harbour, and Linda Cardellini. Conrad says he's lived in the Midwest and wanted to subvert people's assumptions.
They're wrong. Like every mistake you can make in St. Louis. Like every bad decision that awaits you in St. Louis, the same way it does in Chicago and elsewhere.
But the show wasn't filmed in the Midwest at all. Instead, in Georgia.
There has to be an industry that can support like 80 days. There has to be stages and camera houses and prop houses. And we looked, and the show would have suffered immensely if we tried to go without those things. St. Louis would have come off poorly if we didn't have the tools that I feel are necessary to make this world recognizable and beautiful. So I hope you'll forgive me.
You know, I mean, it's the end of the day, it's money, it's dollars and cents.
Kelly Hyatt of the St. Louis Film Office disagrees with Conrad that there isn't film infrastructure in St. Louis. Instead, she says there's simply not enough financial incentive. Other places offer much bigger tax credits, she says. In 2023, the state legislature passed the SHOMO Act, which offers incentives to movies and shows, but the $16 million pot of credits is split between those types of projects. Something Hyatt says they're asking state lawmakers to change and hoping ultimately for the credits to increase overall. For now, she says, it keeps them focused on recruiting more moderate budget productions.
I really like to focus on like the $3 to $10 million.
But anytime a film chooses the region, she says there are economic benefits, even ones unseen.
I mean, you end up in these areas that, you know, all of a sudden a production comes in and they're renting a church parking lot for 10 days.
Yeah.
You know, so you're just feeding kind of, you know, this great impact into communities. That
injections you don't always think about.
100%.
Where it's like, okay, that does make sense. Conrad, for his part, says he hopes the details in the show make it feel authentically St. Louis, asking, in the meantime, for our forgiveness.
I mean, just allow for St. Louis to sometimes look like Atlanta, please. And it's all I could do to keep the show set there. And the Midwest is something that I care about. And if you care about it too, I hope that you come to respect the way we handle the way people think we are and are wrong about.
State lawmakers are currently considering legislation that would extend Missouri's tax credits until 2035. Right now, they are set to expire in 2029, and Hyatt says that has made some projects hesitant to sign on here. Not all, though, are in favor of additional tax incentives. We asked U.S. Senator Josh Hawley.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, I guess, Lauren, I'd leave that to our state legislators. I mean, if you're asking my personal opinion, I don't really want to give a bunch of Hollywood people tax breaks. I mean, why don't we give some tax breaks to working people in Missouri? I mean, how about we give, you know, the guy working on the assembly line who hasn't gotten a real wage increase in years, why don't we give him a raise as opposed to some Hollywood studio? I mean, listen, I'm all for business in Missouri, don't get me wrong, but a lot of times these corporate types and these Hollywood types, they want a whole bunch of tax breaks. They want us to spend their money, our money, on them. You know, if you're asking me personally, that would not be my first priority.
It is important to know how those tax credits are actually structured. It's not a blank check. Hyatt says that tax credits can be achieved by doing things like employing veterans, filming in blighted areas, or showing Missouri in a good light. We have a ton more of our conversation with Kelly Hyatt in an upcoming episode of our podcast, DTF St. Louis, the unofficial after show. I, along with local TV and film critic Elliot Collins, will be breaking down all the episodes of the HBO show and asking some deeper questions. Streaming right now, you can listen to the full interview with the show's writer, creator, producer, and director. You can listen wherever you stream podcasts, or you can watch it on First Alert 4 On by installing it for free on your TV wherever you stream video.